All right, so welcome to another edition of Talking Gear with Max. And today I want to talk about my second favorite guitar, an instrument that's very, very important to me. And if you're new here, you know we love to talk about gear with a story. So this right here is a Les Paul Custom. And this isn't just any Les Paul Custom, this is a Black Beauty, right? So this is basically the first style of Les Paul Custom that was ever developed. For me, the Les Paul Custom is a quintessential instrument that a lot of my favorite guitar players use, especially Zakk Wylde. I'm a big Zakk Wylde fan, and Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains, he also has a couple different Les Paul Customs that he plays as well. And for me, growing up, those were some of the guys. Those were the folks that I looked up to. As a young guitar player, I have always loved Les Pauls. I've always wanted a Les Paul. Maybe against the right financial thinking, I was able to get a Les Paul, my first Les Paul, which was a gold top. Eventually, I ended up joining a band. And when I joined Harmless Habit, you know, they didn't tell me that they were going to be playing in 4 to 5 different tunings every night, right? So basically, if you know anything about switching tunings really quick when you're playing live, sometimes it's easier just to pick up another guitar. And I knew I needed another guitar for the live shows, especially considering the fact that if you've ever broken a string live and you don't have a backup, then you're really in trouble. So I had this exciting opportunity as I'm joining a new band and worked really hard and saved up a good chunk of change to be able to get an instrument of this caliber. And I started looking and hunting for Les Paul Customs. Shout out to a company called Guitar Guys in Newark, Ohio, because Guitar Guys worked with me and man, I haggled them to death. I called them and I said, hey, here's the number I'm willing to pay. And they were like, no, we can't do that. And I kept calling them. And eventually I went to their store. And again, thank you, Guitar Guys, for doing this deal. But I went to their store and I actually picked this guitar up. And there were dings and there were little dents and stuff, scratches in the finish and things like that that a guitar stickler might really care about. Now, if you're that type of person, you know, then you want an impeccable guitar for the price of, you know, these things can run $5,000, $5,500. So you want to make sure that it's perfect. I didn't care. I knew the minute I got done with one practice, I was going to have scratches and dents in it that I could never pull out. So I just wanted to get the damn thing and make it my own. So I went there, I showed them the scratches and the finish. I showed them all the dents and the little things that, you know, were imperfect, if you will. And they were willing to work with me to finally get to a price that I was comfortable with. And I was so excited and so thankful from that day because this guitar has been something that I have always wanted. And you can kind of tell I've done a ton of things to it. This thing is not stock. I have bare knuckle polymath pickups in here. I have hip shot locking tuners with the kind of vintage cream tulip. If you've ever seen a 1957 Les Paul Custom, that's kind of what the headstock looks like. And that was important to me because I'm really a fan of that aesthetic. Then I put the gold speed knobs on there and stuff like that. But with this guitar, you know, I have so many amazing memories and thoughts and things that come to mind. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This is my best playing instrument. And I've used this instrument to track most of the solos that I've put on records. This guitar was the one that kind of spit out a song that I'm very proud of called Soft and Silent Tragedy by Harmless Habit. And I've used this in just about every big gig in my life as well. And this is a guitar that I celebrate as being a part of my guitar playing journey and being a part of everything that I kind of stand for as a guitar player, you know, and the thing is I have beaten it to crap, you know, for something as valuable as this is, it's been loved and played and known by me as a guitar player. And I think that's really how you can test and measure if gear is good or not. Because if you pick up gear and it's perfect and it's in amazing shape, that's actually cause for concern. You know, you want to make sure that these things are played and used and loved, or else maybe they're just not the greatest instruments. And for me, you know, getting a Les Paul Custom after the years and years of work and saving and prepping to be in a band one day and prepping to play live and prepping to record music, it all kind of came together. And every time I look at this guitar and I pick it up and play it, it is symbolic of that work. It's symbolic of what I've put into being a musician, especially a professional standpoint, as well as being a musician just recreationally. And I always love picking up this guitar. I always love playing it. And anytime I do, I am excited for the next thing that comes out of my hands, from my fingertips to this fretboard, and hopefully to a streaming platform near you so that you can enjoy it or hate it too. This is my number 2. My Gold Top is my number 1, and nobody will dethrone that. But this is a close second. So thanks for hanging out with me. And if you have a cool gear story, please share it with me in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you. And yeah, stay tuned for the next Gear Talk with Max.